This says identify the key parts of the graph. Here's the deal. Even though they give you the dots are here and here, no big deal. What's the slope of any horizontal line? What's the slope? 0. So you would just write 0. Now, the y-intercept. I know. All you got to do is look at the y-axis here, but it only intersects right here. That's where it intersects, at the origin. It's a point on the graph. 0, 0. The x-intercept, which is interesting, hits every point on the x-axis. So, if it hits every number, it would be all real numbers. And there's a button there. That's why I'm putting a box around it. There's a button. All real numbers. Okay. Number 2. What's another name for rate of change? Slope. We got a vertical line, even though it has 2 points here. What's the slope of every vertical line? Undefined. Good. It's a box. Undefined. Because there's a button for it. Now, the y-intercept. Does this line cross the y-axis? No, so that it doesn't exist. Which is also a button. Doesn't exist. Now, the x-intercept. Where the line crosses the x-axis. It crosses it right here. What is the name of that point? No, it's not 0, 1. 1, 0. Okay, let's go to number 3. Let's take a look at this one. All right. Here's where the hard part comes in for a lot of them. Finding the slope. You got a point here and a point here. Guys, it's rise over run. Write it down. Rise over run. Here's the deal. It rises 1. But it goes to the left 1. That's negative. What is 1 over negative 1? Negative 1. If you don't know, you can put in your calculator. It will tell you. It's negative 1. So our rate of change is negative 1. B is a y-intercept. But when they ask for B, you can just write the number. It intersects at 0, 1, but we only have to write 1. The 0. What's another name for 0? X-intercept. It's the x-intercept. The x-intercept, again, is 1, 0, but it only wants the 0. It's 1. The 0 you don't have to write down as a point. Just like that. Okay. Let's look at number 4. Vertical line. What's the slope? Undefined. It's a button. Now, B. Where does it intersect the y-axis? All what? All real numbers, which is a button. It goes all the way up and down the y-axis. All real numbers. Okay. The x-intercept. Where does it intersect the x-axis? The origin, 0, 0. Okay. Let's go to number 5. Here we go. The last two Get into what I want to talk about. Okay, here are the dots. If you can't see them, they're here and here. They're right there. All you got to do is count. Just count. It's rise over run. So it goes up how many? One. There's your rise. And it goes to the right how many? So that's just 1 over 1, which is what? 1. So our slope is 1. What is our y-intercept? What is it? No. 0, 3. See, 1, 2, 3. The y-intercept is a spot on the graph. 0, 3. What's the 0? -3. What's another name for 0? X-intercept. Okay. Try number 6. The dots are here and here. Okay. Here's the deal. Rise over run. It goes up 1. To the left 1, which makes it negative. 1 over -1 is -1. So m is -1. The y-intercept, way down here, where it crosses the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, -5. You don't put -5 because the y-intercept is a point on the graph. The x-intercept, right here, where it crosses the x-axis, that's at -5, 0. X-intercept and y-intercept are points on a graph. Okay, let's take a look here. They gave me a problem that I had already done. This is what it's going to look like. Look at this. It goes up 2. Does everybody see that? Rise over run. To the left, how many? Which makes that 1 what? -1. So it's 2 over -1. That's how we got -2. All right. B. What is B here? 6. 0, 6 is the y-intercept, but all we got to do is put in 6. Now, what's the x-intercept? It's a point on the graph. 3, 0. Remember, you can just hit your parentheses. 3, 0. Hardest part is finding the graph. All right. Does everybody see those 2 big red dots there? So, starting here, how does it go? Up 2 and what? So that's 2 over. So what's the slope? -2. Again. Okay. What's the y-intercept? Point on the graph. 0, -6. Where the line crosses the y-axis. 0, -6. All right. What's the 0? -3. They didn't ask for the x-intercept. They just want the 0. So we can just go -3. Let's do one more. All right. What's the slope here? What's the rise? Where does it go? How does it go? How does it move? Up 1 and right 1. So that's what over what? 1 over 1, which is just 1. Check it out. What is b here? What's b? 2. We don't have to go 0, 2. B is a part of the y-intercept. So we just type in 2. What's the 0? Negative 2. Another name for the x-intercept. Negative 2. That's it. All right. Questions here? All right. Go into Get More Math and get those 4 done.